Hello, this is Godmother Lindsay, and welcome to this edition of Godmother of Attraction. In this video, which is the first of a series on the topic, we will be exploring implementation strategies for using the law of attraction to manifest back your loved one that you broke up with and want back, or your new partner whom you've not yet identified as a specific person. In either case, these strategies should help you to move things along in the direction that you'd like. We know that you have been instructed in our videos and those of colleagues about the law of attraction and how it's important to think about and imagine about you being with that loved one and that relationship progressing and being the relationship that you want. How you have to think about it, feel it, and believe it and in order to really conjure up that power from God, the universe, source, that's going to bring you into alignment and manifest that loved one either into your life or back into your life. And while we're doing that, though, feedback that we've received is that it still sometimes feels a little bit like waiting. Many of us are people of action, and as people of action, we say, okay, Godmother, we believe it, we think it, we live it, we breathe it, but is there anything else that we could do or we should be doing while the timing becomes right, the universe aligns, and our manifestation comes into being? And the answer is yes, there are things that you can be doing, and these are very much in keeping with everything else that you're doing in your mind and your heart to attract that loved one back, or attract that loved one for the first time into your life. We'll talk about some specifics that are low-hanging fruit that you can start right away, and also some larger ticket items that if you have the logistical or financial means to do, you could do as well. And in our subsequent videos, we'll be going through even more details that you can follow in a multi-part series. So hopefully you'll subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of that content, and please comment, provide feedback, like us. We will answer questions, and we want to know if these have been helpful for you the way that we think they will be and have been in the past for others. So here we go. Even if you've been thinking about it, believing it, you think that you're living, really do some self-examination using some of these tips to see if you're doing everything that you can do while you manifest. So here is a very common example, and it is more true for women than it is perhaps of men, but as a woman, maybe you're a little bit more of a hoarder, maybe you have lots of stuff that you've accumulated, and maybe some of this stuff that you've accumulated is something that you wouldn't want your partner or your potential partner to see, or maybe that your loved one with whom you're broken up, maybe that was something that that person complained about. Your stuff was in the way, there was too much stuff, they're more of a minimalist type person. So that's something that you can focus upon, is clearing out, cleaning out, making things neater, and making sure that you have room for the other person, your partner, your loved one's belongings. Maybe this person, if you were in the relationship with them, would be spending time regularly at your home. They may be staying over regularly at your home. And this is entirely likely in the kind of relationship that you might seek, unless the partner that you're trying to manifest or manifest back into your life is a billionaire and you will only be spending time at that person's palatial mansion and not at your maybe somewhat lesser home or house or apartment. So keeping that in mind, that there's a high likelihood that person will be spending significant time at your home. Was there anything that was a sticking point in the past, either with prior partners or this one that you're in the process of getting back? Take care of those things. Also, make sure that you're not sleeping in the middle of the bed. There's a side of the bed that you sleep on, and there's a side of the bed that your loved one will sleep on. That person will have a nightstand. That person will have space in the closet, places in the bathroom to brush his or her teeth or whatever. Start thinking about making room physically in your home for that person, as if that person were going to move in with you. And I'm not saying that they necessarily would. Maybe you're thinking in your mind that if you got to that point in the relationship, or when you get to that point in the relationship, that you would instead move somewhere else. Well, maybe that's true, but in the meantime, you can't go ahead and do that part without them, maybe, because you don't want to pick that place together, or maybe you need them financially to do it. So you have to, as part of your manifestation, imagine that they're going to be either moving in with you or spending more time with you at your home. And what about your home will make it welcoming and aligned with what the other person wants, so long as you're not giving up anything that's really important to you and that you want. You can set the stage, so to speak, for that other person to just slide right into your life or slide back into your life. And that's an important part of your preparation. And for those of us who like to feel like we're being proactive and we're doing something and that we're not just thinking about it, the thinking about it is crucially important, and believing is crucially important. Doing these things help to underscore and reinforce your belief that this person is coming to you or coming back to you. And it's crucially important that you continue to believe it and that you live it in that way by making room for this person. Now, here's another tip that you can use as part of this process. Let's say that you have an area of a room or furniture or countertop or something that is going to be for that person's usage. It's important that you respect that area as being allocated to him or her. That as if it is already theirs. As if they just need to show up and start using it because it's your gift to them. This gift of the space that you're sharing of yourself and of your home for this person. So if there's a nightstand and the side of the bed that person would sleep on, don't put papers or other things on that nightstand. Don't put stuff in the drawer as if it's a junk drawer or catch-all kind of drawer. It's off the table for your usage because it's being used by your loved one. And your loved one may not put anything in that drawer. It may not put anything on the top of that nightstand, but it's for that person's use, and you're not going to put your things there where that person is supposed to be using them and will be using them. Bathroom, other places like that. Just go down the list of the places in your home that are going to be more or less reserved for the use of that person. And you want a visual reminder to yourself of this. And this visual reminder will help reinforce your faith and belief in the return of your loved one or the manifestation of attracting into your life this new loved one, either case. So one thing you might do is label these areas. Now, friends and family may not be quite understanding We have another video about how they can be naysayers sometimes, other people who come into your home. So when you label things, you're not going to label things with a big sign that says, property of my boyfriend. No, 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 no. But what you can do is something that subliminally, privately, is a signal to you. This is the property of my boyfriend or girlfriend. This area is for the use of my husband, my fiance, my wife. Whatever verbiage makes you feel most comfortable, you're going to decide upon this verbiage in your mind, and you're going to buy a stack of Post-it notes. And if you have a specific person that you're trying to attract back into your life and you know that person's favorite color, then use that color as the color of the Post-it notes that you're going to be using. If not, then you can use blue if you're attracting a man, etc., etc., whatever you're comfortable with. And you should put one of those Post-it notes on the dual sink in the bathroom, on the nightstand, on the near the chair where that person's going to sit for TV or whatever. You're going to put those Post-it notes where the special cups are that your loved one's going to use in the kitchen. You get the idea. And every time you see that Post-it, other people won't really know what that means. You can comment to them that, oh, you're just making some notes to yourself about something. But when you see those Post-its, you're going to say to yourself, this area is reserved for my loved one. And every time you see that Post-it in its bright color, you will be reminded, this bathroom drawer belongs to him. This nightstand belongs to her, etc., etc. And that will reinforce in your mind what you are believing and manifesting. Now, it's still very important to have that belief, that manifestation, and to avoid negativity. If your breakup was recent and you're trying to attract back someone who is a specific person you were in a relationship with before, looking at the empty nightstand or empty bathroom countertop might at times be a painful reminder to you that that person used to have a presence in your home and no longer does. You have to fight those negative thoughts and be strong. Do not go down the path of feeling lonely that that person is not there currently utilizing these items or these places in your home. And don't let the fact that no one is using them right now send you down a trail of negativity where you're saying, oh, I'm so alone, there's no one in my life, my other side of my bed is empty, etc. No, 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 no. Don't go down that path. Positivity. Remember, it's only a matter of time before the person that you love, whether you've met this person already or not, it's only a matter of time before that loved one is manifested into your life. And you are making room in advance in your life for this person. And these areas of your home, these pieces of furniture, these drawers, these countertops, these tabletops, belong to this person. This shelf in the medicine cabinet, this shelf in the bookcase, this place in the closet, they are reserved for this person. And you are not going to encroach on them because that person inhabits that space with you. Now let's spend a moment talking about some of the larger ticket items I alluded to. This deals with your home itself. Take a look at where you're living, the living arrangement and situation you're currently in. Do you live with roommates? Do you live with your parents? Do you live with your children? Do you live alone? Do you live in a home? Do you live in an apartment? Do you live in the suburbs? Do you live in the city? Look at those things and think about the person you want in your life. Whether you're manifesting back someone you love who had been in your life, or you are seeking someone new, either way, would this person feel at home, be a good fit in this current living arrangement that you have now? If that person would not fit into what you are currently doing now, the way you're currently living, then you have some thoughts to have about this subject, and possibly some decisions to make and some actions to take. Because the person that you want, either the specific person or the person that you have not yet identified, but who is still the person out there for you, that person will fit into your life. You will not have to mold yourself to squeeze into their life. That person will fit in your life, and you will fit in that person's life, and there will be mutual harmony with it. So the first step is to make room for the other person in your life. And maybe you don't have the financial wherewithal to make a big change right now. And maybe the next step would be reasonably that if you were in a relationship with someone, ... However, what stops you? What are the barriers or obstacles to do that ... right now? If you live with roommates, are you in a position to ask the other roommates to leave? Or are you the one who's been invited to share with them and their names on the lease, and you're not in a position where you could arrange it so that you had the place to yourself or had room to bring in your loved one to live in this situation? Would your room be enough living space and your loved one would feel comfortable living in this roommate situation with you? So that's one question. If you would need to move somewhere else entirely with your loved one, then would you be able to get out of your lease or sell your property or whatever the situation might be in order for you to get to that point? What steps might need to be placed in motion now to get you to that juncture? If you have a property that's kind of run down, not really necessarily something that's appealing, you think, to someone else to come in, or maybe where you were living when you were in the relationship before with this specific person and has bad memories associated with it, bad negativity associated with it, and you feel like to get a fresh start, you really wouldn't want to spend a lot of time at this property, then start thinking about how you would sell or how you might go about moving or gear yourself up to prepare for it. And you can always prepare for it, even if there are financial considerations or things that you feel are other obstacles. Use the law of attraction to help you find solutions to those issues that do not have a clear answer, and the things that do have a clear answer: packing, getting rid of stuff, fixing up the property, etc., etc. So this concludes this installment of Godmother of Attraction. first part in a series. We hope that you will subscribe so you don't miss the content. Please like us, please comment, and we'll be happy to respond back and answer any questions that you have. And hopefully this is helpful for you. Thank you for listening.